Hi, I'm Scotty. Welcome to Scotties Clock World. Today we've got a Japanese wall clock that we're going to clean up and repair. The brand is JC Super Deluxe. It's a 40-hour striking clock. There's a lot of nicotine on the glass, both inside and out, and a little bit on the face, so we'll clean that up as we go along. Okay, let's get started. First thing we'll do is remove the hands. Loose them off with a multi-wrench first. Undo the nut. It comes off quite easily. The hand comes off, you won't need a puller for that. Put them aside. Then fingernails under the hour hand and it just pops off. Now we'll take the dial off. Comes out. Pick them up with a pair of tweezers, the screws we've removed, and put them in a dish so we don't lose them. That should do it. Yep. Right, one over the back. I'll have to clean up the slot on these screws before I put them back in again. We've got a special tool for doing that. Number 3. That looks like it. Right, we'll take the face off slowly and put it aside. Right, there's the movement. As you can see, 2 hammers that strike on 2 tubular gongs, those rods. So we will investigate and see how this movement works. We'll remove the movement now. I'll remove the gongs first, get them out of the road, and then I'll come back and we'll remove the movement. Right, I've removed the gong rods, so we'll now remove the movement. Held in by Phillips head screws. They appear to be original. Put them aside in the dish as usual so we don't lose them. Second one. Bit of a tricky angle there to get into it. And this one here. Bit easier. Change of screwdrivers did the job. Take that screw out, a pair of tweezers. Now tackle the last one again. Here we go. Into the tub. There is the movement. That's the back of it. And the front. Rack, pinion. We'll have to see, this appears to be something in relation to how tight that spring is wound. We'll check that while we're doing it. All the parts seem to be stamped out, so it's not an expensive clock, that's for sure. But let's start taking it to pieces and we'll see what we got. We'll start off by winding up the mainsprings and putting a mainspring clamp on them to hold them. Pretty decent sized spring and it's quite strong. So it's a 40-day movement, so it's going to need a heavy duty spring. What do we got in the way of a mainspring clamp for that? Alright. That will about do us. Now we'll turn the movement over so we can see where the click is. We've got to loosen the click and let the spring down so the mainspring clamp takes all the pressure from the spring. So we'll need a let down tool, which is one of those. Pop that onto the winder. Wind the spring up a tiny bit. Put a screwdriver into the spring on the spring clamp, loosen it a tiny bit, and we'll let the spring run down till the clamp holds it. Put the clamp in the center, we don't want it to go to one side. Wind it up a tiny bit more. Loosen the spring on the click and let it wind down. How's that spring? Clamp's about right now. Almost there. Wind it up a tiny bit more. Hold the movement. Loosen this click on the spring. And there it goes. That'll hold it in place. I'll do the other one off camera because it's not easy to hold and wind and work the camera at the same time. As I'm winding the going side spring, you can see that marker is slowly moving around. That little spring there is keeping it taut. Right, I'll put the clamp on, then I'll be back.